Hey everybody, Namo here. It's a little after 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning. Um, None of the kids are home. They're all with separate parts of their families. And Deshelle and I had pretty much the night to ourselves last night, the house to ourselves. We took that opportunity to go to sleep, go to bed early. Because Russet wakes up super early and whines and complains until one of us takes him out. And then, when we come back in, he wants to be up and playing when we want to lay back down and sleep. So I actually got to go back to sleep today, and he woke me up like an hour and a half later, and here we are. So, 2 hours later. He woke me up originally at 7, but here we are. It's raining. It's my phone says it's 55 degrees outside, so it's a little chilly. There's absolutely no way I'm mowing today because, like I said, it is raining. So, a lot of little projects to go on inside. So, I gotta get those done. A lot of things that Deshelle's been asking me to do for a while that I need to actually do, and a lot of things that I know need to be done that I need to do. So, that's pretty much the plan for today. Is a lot of little projects, get them done. Dogs are wanting back in because it's time for them to be fed. So I'm gonna get off of here and do that. I'm gonna feed myself and start getting ready a little bit. My kids are supposed to be back later on today. They went with their mom to go carve some pumpkins, and they're supposed to be back today so that I can take them to our church's trunk or treat, and then take them back to her tomorrow because next week is her week. So a lot of little projects that I'm going to try and do today. Have them help me with them when they get home before we go to the trunk or treat. So I'm going to do what we can because, like I said, it's a rainy day and it's going to start getting more wet, more cold. So I got to start figuring out inside projects to do now. Alright, so first project of the day. We just got this. I just ordered this little itty bitty thermometer. I mean, it's a lot smaller than I was expecting it. So here is our thermostat for our heat, our cable heat, which is the radiant heat that runs through the ceiling. It is really hard to see the numbers on it, and they're not accurate. I got this thermometer to set up right above the thermostat so that we can actually have an accurate assessment of, the heat in the house. It's like I said, the thermostats are not accurate, and once we turn them on, because there's 5 of them upstairs, without having an accurate, depiction of the temperature in the house, it runs our electric bill up like crazy. Pretty much triples it from what it typically is over the summer. So I got that one little thermometer. I've got it set up so that now we can accurately gauge what the temperature in the house is. And because of that, and because it's also been below 65 outside all week, I'm removing the air conditioner. It's really just an easy way for the cold air outside to get in. It hasn't come on in a week, and it being the last of October, and almost the start of November. I doubt there's going to be any more days that are going to get into the 70s where we need the air conditioner. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it out. I'm just going to set it. It's going to be kind of hard to see. Right here in the corner of the deck. I'm going to buy me like the smallest tarp you can buy. I'm just going to set it all one unit on the deck in that corner, cover it over with the tarp, and let it overwinter. Because the last time I stored it in the garage, and just bringing it from the garage around the house up to this front window, I did it by myself in the wheelbarrow, and I bent some of the fins in the back, which is not a good thing. So I'm just going to pull it all out, set it outside on the deck. I need to go to town anyways, since I'm going to start doing inside projects. That means I'm going to start working on my hatchet and stuff in the garage. So I need to go get some more of that 30% vinegar to remove rust. So it's a lot cheaper than actual rust remover, and it has more applications for use than actual rust remover. So like we get any type of mold in the house, we can spray that vinegar on it, let it dry it up, it kills it. It's good stuff to have. So I'm gonna get more of that, get a tarp, and I'm gonna get this taken out so that, like, I don't want to turn the heat on yet. Right now that thermometer says it's 65 in the house, which is fine. Oh, excuse me. Once it starts getting even lower, and they're playing. That's how they play. Once it starts getting even lower in the house, that's when we'll start turning the heat on. I did order more of those thermometers to set on the thermostats, because we have a thermostat in pretty much every room. One in Sophia's room, one in the dining room, one here in the living room, one in our bedroom, one in Molly's. And then we have an infrared heater and individual ceramic heaters in the boys' rooms, and an infrared heater in the common room downstairs, and individual ceramic heaters in the boys' rooms downstairs. So I'm going to get a thermometer for that, so that because those are the same thing. You turn a dial to where you think it's comfortable. So I'm going to set up a thermometer in one of their rooms, turn on the ceramic heater, turn on the infrared heater in the common room, because infrared heater has its own thermometer. So it has a thermostat you can set it to. You can hit a button to read the thermometer, the temperature of the room. So I don't need to use it in the common room. I just need to have that one that I set up in one of the boys' rooms, let it get to the temperature I want it to be, and then turn the dial till the little ceramic heater clicks off. Also got a paint pen that I'm going to mark, set here. That way we know that it's always set at the correct temperature. So I ordered more of those. They're coming in. They'll be in here either tomorrow or Monday. I can't remember which. But they'll be here. That way I can start setting up the heat for the house, because it is starting to get cold. And eventually we will need to turn the heat on. So I'm going to get back to pulling the air conditioner out. It is out. This thing is friggin' heavy. Like, oh my god, it's insanely heavy. Now this is from a previous owner. It is the mount for a previous air conditioner. This thing is more of a hindrance than it is a help for this, because these legs are what's supposed to help balance out the air conditioner. This thing apparently is not level and we can't move it, so it leans up. So every now and then the tray in the bottom of the air conditioner gets full of water and leaks out the front into the house. So I'm tired of this stupid thing, so I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to finally take it off there. I'm going to scoot this air conditioner back there into that corner and cover it over with a tarp. Now, there's, excuse my hand, 2 holes here and here that he had wood screws like connected to the seal of the window. So I had to take the whole internals out, undo those screws, put the internals back in, reconnect the 4 screws that connect all this to the case. And when I pulled this out, I swear to God, there's like 50 stink bugs inside this thing. So that's one of the ways they were getting into our house. Oh my God, it crushed so many of them pulling that thing out. It stank so bad. Like my hands are still covered in their juices. It reeks. And of course, look how nasty our windowsill is. So I'm going to get that off. I think my kids are on their way home. So I'm going to have to take them to go errand running, which is fun because I had a couple Christmas gifts I was going to get that I saw in the clearance aisle of Walmart the other day that I just didn't pick up, that I'm hoping are still there. But if they're with me, I can't get them. So I gotta figure something out. Just like little craft things. Stuff nobody wanted, but for the price that they're listed at, it's a heck of a deal. So, and my kids are crafty, so they like doing those things. So I'm gonna get that mount undone. I'm gonna get the air conditioner scooted to where it needs to be. Like, I need to take the thing apart and completely clean it because all the water that has settled in the tray, because it wasn't level, because, you know, it wasn't draining right, it's just all this brown film. It's kind of gross. I already took the entire air conditioner apart halfway through the summer and soaked it in bleach because we had all that black crud growing all over it. So I'm gonna have to clean it. I'll probably let it sit under the tarp for a bit. Probably won't clean it till spring, because there's no point in cleaning it now and letting it over winter. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. So it is Sunday morning. Yesterday turned out to be a little bit of a bust. So after I removed the air conditioner from the window and the old air conditioner mount from the windowsill, I got a text from my ex-wife saying that she was on her way with the kids a little bit earlier than I was expecting. So instead of going to town immediately after I did the air conditioner to get the things I need, I waited for them to get home. We did a few things here as far as like them doing starting laundry, doing some chores that they hadn't done before they left for school Friday. So got them taken care of, everything fixed up, and then loaded them up and took them to town with me. Which, as any parent knows, going on a simple errand that should only take a few minutes with your kids ends up taking longer. We spent a long while out in town. They were out of the vinegar that I normally get for the 30% vinegar that I get, or that I've had before. They were out of it. So wasn't able to pick that up. Wasn't able to find any like really small tarps, like 6x6 is really all I need. The smallest I found was a 6x8, and that was in the tent and camping section of Walmart. They didn't have any at Lowe's. Like the smallest they had there was like an 8x12. Get home, think, okay, I'll get down into the garage and start doing some work down there. Earlier, I had gone down into the garage to get something and turned on the light, and I guess I forgot to turn it off. That little shop light is really old. It was at my parents' house for the longest time. Just a really, really old light. So it still works, still does pretty good, but apparently the ballast is starting to go bad, because this is the second time we've left the light on accidentally for a long period of time, and it just shut off and then won't turn back on. You gotta I didn't even have to touch it. I just got close to it, and it was just radiant heat from that light, which is not good. So I flipped the switch back off because it was on, but there was no light. Let it cool down a little bit, flipped it back on. It didn't come on. It'll probably come on today because it's cooled down enough. But this is the second time that's happened, and that's a lot of heat coming from that. And I just don't feel comfortable continuing to use that light. So I could either go replace the ballast, or I could just replace the light. Found a 4-pack of LED shop lights that you're able to daisy chain them together. They have an outlet on the end of the light that you can plug another light into, and you can daisy chain up to 4, it says. So excuse me, those are about $60, and pricing out a ballast just for that one light is around about $30 to $40, depending on your brand. So it was actually easier in the long run to get 4 brand new lights instead of repairing one. So those have been ordered. They're supposed to be here sometime this week, and then that'll be a project of hanging up the eye bolts, or the hook screws, whatever you want to call them, hanging those up or screwing them in, hanging up the lights. Also got an extra extension cord just so that I can straighten, just space them out a good amount. I can hook 2 together, use the extension cord to connect the other pair, and then space those out to where they're not going to be in the way of the garage door opening or anything like that. So that'll be a project for this week. That means it'll be on the next vlog. Today, though, because after I got home with the kids and the light wasn't working, we didn't have too much time before they needed to get in their costume and for us to go to the trunk or treat at church. So I didn't really have much time to do any of the other stuff. I have a doorknob that I need to put on a door. There's a closet at the top of the steps that Tashelle has taken over as her craft closet. It's got all of her stuff in it. When we bought the house, or when we were looking at the house, the doorknob was locked and they didn't have a key for it. So of course, that makes us like, maybe that's the murder room. So we broke into it before we bought the house, because to have a house inspection, all the doors need to be open. So we drilled the lock. That way they could inspect it. There was nothing in it. Everything was fine. But after after she started putting her stuff in it, one day she went in there to look for something, and then locked the door back and came back out and realized she had locked her keys in it. So we had to destroy the lock again. At that point in time, I didn't have a drill, because when we drilled the lock the first time, I grabbed a drill from work, and my supervisor came with me and he showed me how to drill out a lock. But this time was over the weekend, and I wasn't gonna head to work just to borrow a drill I didn't ask for. So we broke the doorknob. Well, we were able to break it enough to where we were able to yank the lock out and still turn the knob and open the door. But then my stepdaughter Sophia was in the bathroom one day, and the doorknob would not open. So the doorknobs that are on all the doors in the house are the cheapest doorknobs you can get. They have a plastic sheath that goes over top of the bolt mechanism, and it shattered. I don't know how it shattered, but it shattered to the point where it wouldn't release the bolt. So I had to take that one apart and remove all the pieces. And once I did that, I realized that the doorknob that we had shattered on that closet had the exact same bolt mechanism on the inside, except with metal sheath. So I put that in, put the exterior of the doorknob for the bathroom back together. So now her closet has no doorknob at all. So I've got a new doorknob. I need to put that on. So that way she can lock up her craft stuff. And it came with 2 keys, so she can have a key and I can put a spare key on it. That way if she locks her keys in the closet again, we don't have to break the lock. So that's a good thing. So I'm gonna get that done. I'm gonna see what else I can do today. I really need to record a new video for tomorrow's release. I mean, it's gonna be out by the time this comes out, but I'm thinking about doing a Halloween episode of Transformers reviews. And even though Thu Adams has been teasing it for years, he hasn't done it. He's talking about doing a Beast Wars Man Terror review, and that is one of my favorite figures that I own. One of the few that is 100% complete from that I had since I was a child. So I'm going to be doing that one. You've probably already seen it, but I'm going to be doing that one as the holiday episode. So I'm going to round up the dogs. I'm going to get back inside because it's starting to get a little cold. Or I am starting to get a little cold. And then do church, drop the kids off at their mom's, and come back to do various projects throughout the day. And like always, I will update you as they go along. Alright, so here at the top of the steps, this is the closet in question. This is her craft closet. The one I was saying doesn't have a doorknob. So I'm gonna pop that light on there, pop this whole new doorknob in. Got my Phillips head screwdriver with me. This is a ratchet driver. These things are real nice. So I'm gonna put that together and then we'll be done with it. Alright, so I've got the bolt put in. You put that in first. Got that screwed up. Here I've got you just slide the doorknob main part into it. We need the key on the outside. So that goes in. And then back here, see how it's got that square piece? So we need to line up. And it's got a square hole. Need to line that up. And just place it on there. You probably didn't see any of that. Alright, now that is put together. And this should turn freely. Yep. And lock it. Alright. So now we just need to put the bolts in. You go ahead and get behind the door because there's not much room in here. Alright. There's one in. Let's try and get. This is going to be kind of hard to see for you all. Alright, there we go. Now it is in. Just need to tighten it as much as I can. Alright, so these are some long bolts. That's why it's taken so long to screw them in. But we're almost there. Alright, there it goes. Now it's tightening up. You don't want to tighten it too much. Damage the doorknob and the door. Alright, so final test. It is unlocked at the moment. Now it's locked. All right. So that's it. That's really all I got for you today. This took a while before I was able to record this because after taking the kids to drop off at their mom's, kind of just took a nap. And then once I woke up from that because Shell's kids were coming back home, so we had to prepare for them. And then we ended up watching a Halloween movie. So it's a little late at night right now. Just got the doorknob done, as you saw. And yeah, I'm sorry, this vlog was not much fun to watch, probably, but at least I got something done, which I'm proud of that. Like I said, those lights will come in sometime this week, and I'll get them hung up and installed in the garage. That way I can have better lighting in there and start doing more projects in there. I think the next project for the garage itself is to figure out insulation. The insulation in the ceiling is old and pretty much non-existent, so we got to pull all those panels down and re-insulate the entire floorboards of our bedroom, because our bedroom sits right above the garage, and our bedroom is always colder than everywhere else because the garage is cold. Then I've got to figure out how to better insulate the garage door, because like I've been saying for the longest time, you can see sunlight. I can stick my hand back behind there, so I've got to figure out some way to get that better insulated so the garage isn't as cold all the time. So that'll be some projects before the biggest part of the winter, which is actually in January and February. So I gotta figure all that out before I can do, the fun projects in the garage. I'll still be doing the hatchet and stuff like that, but any kind of like building those tables that I want to build and all that will need to wait till I can. The garage is warmer, better insulated, and easier to stay in there and comfortably. So, as always, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My handles are at the outro. My links are in the description. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell. I'm not really posting as much on Fridays because that is D&D, and I'm kind of debating getting rid of the Too Long Didn't Read version. It doesn't get as many views as actual session does, so I'll probably move the vlog back to Fridays and just use Wednesday as D&D days again, and that'll be few and far between. So whenever we record it, whenever I get it edited and then put up. So until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.